You don't understand these things. It is simply quite etiquette. Perhaps you suppose this wrong, can't keep it up all day long. If that's your idea, you're wrong. If that's your idea, you're wrong. If you want to know who we are gentlemen of Japan. On bus and truck, on street and fan, on many, 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 many a car. On bus and truck, on street and fan.
Gentlemen, I pray you tell me where a gentleman in traveling yum yum. The Lord of Cocoa, if it is me, I'll speak, I beg you.
Why, who are you who asked this question?
Come gather round me, and I'll tell you. A wandering minstrel I, a thing of shreds and patches, of ballads, songs and snatches, a dreamy lullaby. My catalog is long, though every passion raging, and to your humorous changing, I tune my supple song. I tune my supple song. Are you in sentimental mood? I'll sigh with you. Oh, sorrow. On maiden's coldness do you brood? I'll do so too. Oh, sorrow, sorrow. I'll charm your willing ears with songs of lovers' blues, while sympathetic tears my cheeks bedew. Oh, sorrow, sorrow. But a patriotic sentiment is wanted. High patriotic ballads cut to dry. For where a country's banner may be planted, all other local banners are fine. All warriors and seven races and more. Never can conceal it if they do. And I shouldn't be surprised if nations tremble before the mighty troops and troops of Titi.
Who shouldn't be surprised if nations tremble, tremble with alarm before the mighty troops and troops of Titi-Boo.
And if you call for a song of the sea, we'll heed the captain round. With the yoke keep home and the wind is free, her hat for the trip and her hands on thee. Hoorah for the homeward bound.
Yo ho, heave ho, hurrah for the homeward bound.
To lay a knot in a howling breeze may tickle a man's case, but the happiest hour of sailor's seat is when he's down on an inland town, Nancy on his knees. Yo-ho! And I'm around his waist.
Then man that capstan off we go as a fiddler swings us round. With your yo-hee-ho, and a rum-hee-ho, hurrah for the homeward bound. With yo-hee-ho, and a rum-hee-ho, yo-ho-hee-ho, yo-ho, 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 hee-ho, yo-ho.
A wandering minstrel, I, a thing of shreds and patches, of ballads, songs, and snatches, a dreamy lullaby, a dreamy
What may be your business with Yum Yum?
Oh, I'll tell you. I was a member of the Titty-Poo Town Band. It was my duty to take up round for contributions. Well, discharging this delicate office, I saw Yum Yum. Oh, we loved each other at once, but she was betrothed to her tailor Coco, a cheap tailor, and I saw that my suit was hopeless. Overwhelmed with despair, I quitted the town, judged to my delight, when I learned that Coco was condemned a month ago for flirting. I hurried once, in hoping to find Yum Yum at liberty to listen to my protestations.
It is true that Coco was condemned to death for flirting, but he was reprieved at the last moment and raised to the exalted rank of Lord High Executioner by the following remarkable circumstances. Our great Mikado, virtuous man, when he to rule our land began, resolved to try a plan whereby young men might best be steadied. So he decreed in words succinct that all who flirted, leered, or winked, unless men duly linked, should forthwith be beheaded, should forthwith be beheaded. And you'll expect, as I agree, that he was right to so decree. And I am right and you are right, and all is right can be. You are right and we are right, and all is right can be. And all is right can be. All is right can be. This stern decree, you'll understand, caused great dismay throughout the land. For young and old, and shy and bold, were equally affected. The youth who winked a roving eye, or breathed an unconnubial sigh, was thereupon condemned to die. He usually objected. He usually objected. And you'll allow, as I expect, that he was right to so object. And I am right and you are right, and everything is quite correct.
You are right and we are right, and everything is quite correct.
And everything is quite correct. All is quite correct. And so we straight let out on bail, convict from the county jail, whose head was next on some pretext condemned to be blown off, and made him headsman for reset, who's next to be decapitated, cannot cut off another's head until he's cut his own off, until he's cut his own off. And we are right, I think you'll say, to argue in this kind of way. And I am right, and you are right, and all is right to relay.
You are right, and we are right, and all is right, and Lula, relay.
And I am right, and we are right, and all is right.
Chief Taylor, Lord High Executioner of Titty-Poo. Why, that's the highest rank a citizen can attain.
It is. Our logical Mikado,
Mikado.
seeing no moral difference between the dignified judge who condemns a criminal to die and the industrious mechanic who carries out the sentence, has rolled the two offices into one. And every judge is now his own executioner. Chop, chop.
Oh, but how good for you, for I see that you are a nobleman of the highest rank, to condescend and tell me this, a mere strolling minstrel.
Don't mention it. I am, in point of fact, a particularly haughty and exclusive person of pre-Adamite ancestral descent. You will understand this when I tell you that I can trace my ancestry back to a protoplasmal primordial atomic globule. Consequently, my family pride is something inconceivable. I can't help it. I was born sneering. But I struggle hard to overcome this defect. I mortify my pride continually. Why, when all the great officers of state resigned in a body because they were too proud to serve under an ex-tailor, did I not unhesitatingly accept all their posts at once and all the salaries attached to them? You did. It is consequently my degrading duty to serve this upstart as First Lord of Treasury, Lord Chief Justice, Commander-in-Chief, Lord High Admiral, Master of the Buckhounds, Groom of the Backstairs, Secretary of Homeland Security, Archbishop of Titty-Poo, and Lord Mayor, both acting and elect, all rolled into one, and a salary, a poobah paid for his services. I, a salaried minion, but I do it. It revolts me, but I do it.
It does you credit.
Oh, but I don't stop at that. Oh, no. I go and dine with middle-class people on reasonable terms. I dance at cheap suburban parties for a moderate fee. I accept refreshment at any hands, however lowly. I also retail state secrets at a very low figure. For instance, any further information about Yum Yum will come under the head of a state secret. Oh, another insult, and I think a light one. Young man, despair, like wives go too. Yum, the fair, you must not woo. It will not do, I'm sorry for you. Very imperfect ablutioner. This very day from school, Yum will wend her way and homeward come with the beat of drum and the rum-tum-tum to wed the Lord High Executioner. And the brass will crash and the trumpets play and they'll cart and dash on their wedding day. She'll toddle away as all of there with the Lord High Executioner. And the brass will crash and the trumpets play and they'll cart and dash on their wedding day. She'll toddle away your place, away I flee. But don't blame me, I'm sorry to be of your pleasure a diminutioner. They'll vow their pacts extremely soon. In point of fact, this afternoon, her honeymoon with that buffoon at 7 commences solutioner. And the brass will crash, and the trumpets play, and they'll come and dash on their wedding day. She'll toddle away as Oliver with the Lord High Executioner. And the brass will crash, and the trumpets play, and they'll come and dash on their wedding day. She'll toddle away as Oliver with the Lord High Executioner.
Whom I love so dearly, his date of Poco is to be united.
The fact appears to be as you've recited. But here he comes, equipped as suits his station. He'll give you any further information.
Taken from the county jail by a set of curious chances, liberated then on bail, on my own recognizances, wafted by a favoring gale, as one sometimes is in trances, to a height the few can scale, say by long and weary dances, surely never had a meal, under such like circumstances, so adventurous a tale, which may rank with most romances, taken from the county jail, by a set of curious chances, surely never had a tale, so adventurous a tale.
Defer to the Lord High Executioner. Defer to the Lord High Executioner. Bow down to the Lord High Executioner. Defer to the noble Lord High
I'm much touched by this reception. I trust that by strict attention to duty I shall ensure a continuance of those favors, which it will ever be my study to deserve, if I should ever be called upon to act professionally I am happy to think that there will be no difficulty in finding plenty of people whose loss will be a distinct gain to society at large. As someday it may happen that a victim must be found, I've got a little list of society offenders who might well be underground and who never would be missed. There's the pestilential nuisances who write for autographs, all people who have flabby hands and irritating laughs, all children who are up in dates and floor you with them flat, all persons who in shaking hands shake hands with you like that, and all the persons who on spoiling take their dates insist. They none of them be missed.
He's got them on the list, and they'll none of them be missed, they'll none of them be missed.
There's the ukulele players and the leader of the mix and the piano organists. I've got them on the list, and the people who eat peppermint and puff it in your face. They never would be missed. Then the idiot who praises with enthusiastic tone all centuries but this in every country but his own. And the lady from the provinces who dresses like a guy and who doesn't think she dances but would rather like to try. And that singular anomaly, the lady novelist, I don't think she'd be missed. I'm sure she'd not be missed.
He's got her on the list, and I don't think she'll be missed. I'm sure she'll not be missed.
And that nice like Bryce nuisance who just now is rather right, the judicial humorist, I've got him on the list. All funny fellows, comic men and clowns of private life, they none of them be missed. And apologetic statesmen of a compromising kind, such as what you call them, thingamabob, and likewise never mind. And what's his name? And also you know who. The task of filling up the blanks I'd rather leave to you, but it really doesn't matter whom you put upon the list, for they none of them be missed.
You may put them on the list, and they'll none of them be missed. They'll none of them be missed.
It seems that the festivities in connection with my approaching marriage must last a week. I should like to do it handsomely, and I want to consult you as to the amount you have to spend upon them.
Certainly. In which of my capacities? First Lord of the Treasury, Lord Chamberlain, Attorney General, Chancellor of the Exchequer, Privy Purse, or Private Secretary?
Oh, suppose we say as Private Secretary.
Speaking as your Private Secretary, I should say that as the city will have to pay for it, don't stint yourself. Do it well.
Exactly! As the city will have to pay for it. That is your advice.
As Private Secretary. Of course, you will understand that as Chancellor of the Exchequer, I am bound to see that due economy is observed.
Oh, but you said just now, don't stint yourself, do it well.
As a Private Secretary.
And now you say that due economy must be observed.
As Chancellor of the Exchequer.
I see. Come over here where the Chancellor can't hear us. Now then, as my solicitor, how do you advise me to deal with this difficulty?
As your solicitor, I should have no hesitation in saying, Chancellor.
Oh, thank you, I will!
If it were not that as Lord Chief Justice, I am bound to see that the law isn't violated.
I see. Come over here where the Chief Justice can't hear us. Now, as First Lord of the Treasury?
Yes, of course, as First Lord of the Treasury, I could propose a special vote that could cover all expenses. If it were not that, as leader of the opposition, it would be my duty to resist it tooth and nail. Or, as Paymaster General, I could so cook the accounts that as for the High Auditor, I should never discover the fraud. But then, as Archbishop of Titipu,
it would be my duty to denounce my dishonesty and give myself into my own custody as First Commissioner of Police.
That's extremely awkward.
Don't say these gentlemen couldn't be squared, but I would have to tell you that they would not be sufficiently degraded in their own estimation unless they were insulted by a very considerable bribe.
The matter shall have my careful consideration, but my bride and her sister's approach, and any little compliment on your part, such as an abject grovel and a characteristic Japanese attitude, would be esteemed a favor.
No money, no grovel.
Three
Well, that was the idea.
Seems rather odd, doesn't it?
It's rather peculiar.
Oh, I don't know about that. Must have a beginning, you know. Well, of course, I know nothing about these sorts of things, but I've no objection if it's usual.
Oh, it's quite usual, I think. Eh, Lord Chamberlain?
I have known it done.
Thank goodness that's over.
I beg your pardon, but will you present to me?
Oh,
One at a time, if you please.
If you please, this is the gentleman who used to play so beautifully on
on the Marine Parade.
Yes, I believe that was the name of the instrument.
Sir, I'm in love with your ward, Young, and I know I deserve your anger.
Anger? I bit my boy. Why, I love her myself. Charming little girl, isn't she? Pretty eyes, nice hair, a taking little thing altogether. I'm very glad to hear my opinion backed by a competent authority. Thank you very much. Goodbye. Take him away.
I beg your pardon, but what's this? Customer come to try on?
Oh, that's a tremendous swell.
It's alive!
Go away, little girls. Can't talk to little girls like you. Go away, there's dears.
Allow me to present you, Kuba. These are my 3 wards. The one in the middle is my private let.
What do you want me to do with them? Mind, I will not kiss them.
Oh, no. You shan't kiss them. A little bow, a mere nothing. You needn't mean it, you know.
It goes against the grain. These are not young ladies. They are young persons.
Come, make an effort. There's a good nobleman.
Well, I shan't mean it. How do you do, little girls? How do you? Oh, my protoplasmal ancestors.
That's very good.
I see nothing to laugh at. It is very painful for me to have to say, how do you, little girls? How do you? To young persons. I am not in the habit of saying, how do you, little girls? How do you? To anyone under the rank of a stockbroker.
Don't laugh at him. He can't help it. He's under treatment for it. Never mind them. They don't understand the delicacy of your position.
We do know how delicate it is, don't we?
I should think we did. How a nobleman of your importance can do it at all is a thing I never can, never shall understand.
So this is a revenge we granted, we have failed in etiquette. So what's an offense so hard, we shall know better by and by. But you'll of course must have it, think so pardon so pardon.
And don't in girlhood's happy spring be hard on us, be hard on us, if we're inclined to dance and to sing tra-la-la-la-la-la.
But you of course must have it, think so pardon us. Don't in girlhood's happy spring be hard on us. Must have it, think so pardon us.
I think you ought to recollect you cannot show too much respect towards a highly titled few, but nobody does, and why should you? That you that us should have his fling is hard on us, is hard on us. To our prerogative we cling, so pardon us, so pardon us, if we decline to dance and sing. La, 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 la.
Yum, yum. At last we are alone. I have sought you night and day for 3 weeks in the belief that your guardian was going to be beheaded. Find out you're going to be married to him this afternoon.
Alas, yes.
But you do not love him.
Alas, no.
Modified rapture. But why don't you refuse him?
What good would that do? He's my guardian, and he wouldn't let me marry you.
I would wait till you are of age.
But you forget that in Japan, girls do not reach years of discretion until they are 50.
True, 17 to 49 are considered years of indiscretion.
And besides, a wandering minstrel who plays outside of tea houses is hardly a suitable husband for the ward of a Lord High Executioner.
But shall I tell her?
Yes.
Yes, I shall. She won't betray me. What if it should prove that I am no musician?
The sign is there. I was certain of it. Directly, I heard you play.
What if it should prove that I am no other than the son of His Majesty, the Mikado? Oh, Mikado.
The son of the Mikado.
Oh, Mikado.
But why is your Highness in disguise? And what has your Highness done? And will your Highness promise never to do it again?
Some years ago, I had the misfortune to captivate Katusha, an elderly lady of my father's court. She misconstrued my customary affability into an expression of affection and claimed me in marriage under my father's law. My father, the Lucius Julius Brutus of his race, ordered me to marry her within a week or to perish ignominiously on the scaffold. That night, I fled his court, and under the disguise of a second trombone, I joined the band, in which I've had the happiness of finding you.
If you please, your Highness, you better not come too near. The laws against flirting are excessively severe.
But we are quite alone. Nobody can see us.
Still, that does not make it right. To flirt is capital,
It is capital.
and we must obey the law.
Deuce, take the law.
Oh, I wish it would, but it won't.
If it weren't for the law, how happy we would be.
Happy indeed.
If it weren't for the law, we would be sitting side by side, like this.
Instead of obliged to sit half a mile off, like this.
Gazing into each other's eyes, like this.
Breathing sighs of unutterable love, like this.
Holding each other, like this.
Yes, if it wasn't for the law.
Well, if it wasn't for the law.
And as it is, we can do nothing of the sort.
Not for worlds,
Being engaged to Coco, you know.
being engaged to Coco.
Were I not to Coco plighted, my own saint and told, that when men must be united, let us be each other's own. I would say, O gentle stranger, press me closely, draw my
cocoa plighted, I would say in tender tone, loved one, let us be united, let us be each other's own. I would urge our rank and station, worldly spheres are not to us, and to mark my admiration, I would kiss you fondly thus. I would kiss you fondly thus. But your indignation, Coco, to embrace you thus from Coco, with this evening be no Choco, and for that I should get Toco, 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 Toco. So in spite of all temptations, such a thing I'll not discuss, and on no consideration will I kiss you fondly thus. Will I kiss you fondly thus? Let me make this clear to you. This is what I'll never do. This, oh this, oh this, oh this. This is what I'll never do. I'll never do.
This, oh this, oh this, oh this,
This is what I'll never do.
never do,
I'll never do.
never do.
Oh this, this. Is what I'll never, never do.
There she goes. To think how entirely my future happiness is wrapped up in that little parcel. Really, it hardly seems worthwhile. Oh, matrimony! Oh, now then, what is it? Can't you see I'm soliloquizing? You have interrupted an apostrophe, sir.
I am the bearer of a letter from His Majesty, the Mikado.
Oh, Mikado. The Mikado? Oh, Mikado. What in the world can he have to say to me? Ah, here it is at last. I thought it would come sooner or later. It seems that the Mikado, oh, Mikado, is struck by the fact that no executions have taken place in Titipu for over a year, and decrees that unless somebody is executed within a month, the post of Lord High Executioner shall be abolished, and the city reduced to the rank of a village.
But that will involve us all in irretrievable ruin.
Yes, there is no help for it. I shall have to execute somebody at once. The only question is, who shall it be?
Well, it seems unkind to say so, but as you're already under sentence of death for flirting, everything seems to point to you.
To me? What are you talking about? I can't execute myself.
Why not?
Oh, why not? Because, in the first place, self-decapitation is an extremely difficult, not to say dangerous, thing to attempt. And, in the second, it's suicide, and suicide is a capital offense.
Oh, it is so, no doubt. But we might reserve that point. True, it could be argued 6 months hence before the full court.
Besides, I don't see how a man can cut off his own head.
Well, a man might try. Even if you only succeeded in cutting it half off, that would be something. It would be taken as a desire of your earnest to comply with the imperial will.
No! Oh, pardon. I cannot allow that. As official headsman, my reputation is at stake, and I cannot consent to embark on any professional operation unless I see my way to a successful result.
This professional conscientiousness is highly creditable to you, but it places us in a rather awkward position.
My good sir, the awkwardness of your position is grace itself compared with that of a man engaged in the act of cutting off his own head.
Well, I'm afraid that unless you can obtain a substitute...
A substitute? Oh, certainly, nothing easier. Poobah, I appoint you Lord High Substitute.
I should be delighted that such an appointment would realize my fondest dreams. But no, at any sacrifice, I must set bounds to my insatiable ambition. I am so proud if I allowed my family pride to be my guide. I'd volunteer to quit this sphere instead of you in a minute or two. But family pride must be denied and set aside and mortified and mortified.
My brain it teems with endless schemes, both good and new for titty-poo, for titty-poo. But if I flit the benefit, then I diffuse the town would lose. Now every man to aid his clan should plot and plan as best he can.
I heard one day a gentleman say that criminals who are cut in two can hardly feel the fatal steel, and so are slain without much pain. If this is true, it's jolly for you, your courage grew to bid us adieu. I am so proud, if I heard one day a gentleman say that criminals who are cut in two can hardly feel the fatal steel, and so are slain without much pain. This is sad.
And so, although I'm ready to go, yet recollect 'twere disrespect did I neglect to thus effect this indirect, so I object.
And so, although I wish to go, and greatly pine to brightly shine and take the line of a hero fine, with grief condign, I must decline, and go and show both friend and foe how much you care. I'm going to wear, it's your affair, yet I declare I take your share, but I don't much care. I must, I take your share, but I must, I take your share, but I must, I take your share, but I must, I must much care, I must much care.
Two cities all in silence in a dull, dark dock, in a pestilential prison with a lifelong lock, awaiting the sensation of a short, sharp shock from a chippy chopper on a big black block. Two cities all in silence in a dull, dark dock, in a pestilential prison with a lifelong lock, awaiting the sensation of a short, sharp shock from a chippy chopper on a big black block. A dull, dark dock, a lifelong lock, a short, sharp shock, a big black block. Two cities all in silence in a pestilential prison, awaiting the sensation of a chippy chopper on a big black block. This is simply appalling. I, who allowed myself to be respited at the last moment, simply in order to benefit my native town, am now required to die within a month, and that by men whom I have loaded with honors. Is this public gratitude? Is this... Oh, go away, sir, how dare you! Am I never to be permitted to soliloquize?
Oh, go on. Don't mind me.
What are you going to do with that rope?
I'm about to terminate an unendurable existence.
Terminate your existence? Oh, nonsense. What for?
Because you're going to marry the girl I adore.
Oh, nonsense, sir. I won't permit it. If you attempt anything of the kind, I shall order your instant arrest. Come, sir, desist at once, or I summon my guard.
That is absurd. And if you sound the alarm, I'll perform the instant dispatch with this.
No, don't do that. This is horrible. Why, you cold-blooded scoundrel, are you aware that in taking your own life, you are committing a crime, which is. Oh. Substitute.
What's the matter?
Is it absolutely certain you are resolved to die?
Absolutely.
Will nothing would ever shake your determination?
Nothing.
Threats, entreaties, prayers, all useless?
Oh, my mind is made up.
Well then, if you really mean what you say, and if you are absolutely resolved to die, and if nothing whatever will shake your determination, don't spoil yourself by committing suicide, but be beheaded handsomely at the hands of the public executioner.
Oh, I don't know how that will benefit me.
You don't? Observe. You'll have a month to live, and you'll live like a fighting cock at my expense. When the day comes, there'll be a grand public ceremonial. You'll be the central figure. No one will attempt to deprive you of that distinction. There'll be a procession, bands, dead march, bells tolling, all the girls in tears, Yum distracted. And then, when it's all over, general rejoicings and a display of fireworks in the evening. You won't see them, but they'll be there all the same.
Do you really think Yum would be distracted by my death?
I'm convinced of it. Bless you, she's the most tender-hearted little creature alive.
Oh, I'd be sorry to cause her pain. Perhaps if I withdrew from Japan and traveled to Europe, in a couple of years I might contrive to forget her.
Oh, I don't think you could forget Yum so easily. And after all, what is more miserable than a love-blighted life?
Oh, true.
Life without Yum. Why, it seems absurd.
Well, there are a good many people who've had to endure it.
Poor devils, yes. You are quite right not to be of their number.
I won't be one of their numbers.
Noble fellow.
Here, I'll tell you how we'll manage it. You let me marry Yum tomorrow, and in a month, you could behead me.
No, I draw the line at Yum.
Very well. I can draw the line as well.
Oh, stop! Listen one moment, be reasonable. How could I consent to your marrying Yum if I'm going to marry her myself?
Look, in a month, she'll be a widow. You can marry her then.
Well, that's true, of course. I quite see that. But dear me, my position during the next month will be most unpleasant. Most unpleasant.
Not as half as unpleasant as my position at the end of it.
But, well, dear me, I agree. After all, it's only putting off my wedding for a month. But you won't prejudice her against me, will you? You see, I've educated her to be my wife. She's been taught to regard me as a wise and a good man. Now, I shouldn't like her views on that point disturbed.
Trust me, she will never learn the truth from me.
With last hexed and gloomy stride, we come to learn how you decide. Don't hesitate, your choice to make. A dreadful fate you'll suffer all the same. A dreadful fate you'll suffer all the same. To ask you what you mean to do, we punctually appear.
Congratulate me, gentlemen, I found a volunteer.
The Japanese equivalent of here.
'Tis Neki-po.
Hail, Neki-po.
I think he'll do
left the throne, the joy that comes with laughing song and merry dance. We left the throne, the joy that comes with laughing song and merry dance. With laughing song and merry dance. With laughing song. With joyous shout, with ringing cheer. Inaugurate, inaugurate the Republic. With joyous shout and ringing cheer. Inaugurate the Republic. With joyous shout and ringing cheer. Inaugurate the Republic.
A day, a week, a month, a year, and a year.
Life's eventide comes much too soon.
Live this to honeymoon.
And left the throne, the joy that comes with laughing song and merry dance. We left the throne, the joy that comes with laughing song and merry dance. With laughing song and merry dance. With laughing song. With joyous shout and ringing cheer. Inaugurate, inaugurate the Republic. With joyous shout and ringing cheer. Inaugurate the Republic. With joyous shout and ringing cheer. Inaugurate the Republic. Laughing song, merry dance. With laughing song and merry dance. As in a month you've got to die, if Coco tells us true, 'twere empty compliment to cry, long life to Nanky Poo. But as 1 month you have to live as fellow citizen, this toast with 3 times 3 will give long life. Long life to you. Long life to you. Long life. If you please. Life to you. Till then. May all thy fortune prosper you. May you have nothing, riches too. May all your fortune prosper you. May you have nothing, riches too. Long you succeed in all you do. Long life go back to you till then.
Your rebel cease. Assist me, all of you.
Why do this whose evil eyes light on our festivities?
I claim my perjured lover, Nanky Poo. Oh, foolish and delight that never climb.
Only when deadly work undone.
Come back, oh shallow fool, come back to joy.
Away, little one.
Ah, 'tis Katisha, the maid of whom I told you.
No, you shall not go. These arms shall not enfold you. Oh, fool that seest my heart rejoice, oh, blind that seest no equipoise. Oh, rash the judges from half the whole. Oh, base that grudges of thine to stall. Thy tongue. Thy doom is nigh, thy nail is long, pink cheek, bright eye, rose lip, full tongue, thy doom is nigh, thy nail is wrong.
If true her tale, thy nail is wrong. Pink cheek, bright eye, rose lips, smooth tongue.
If true her tale, thy nail is wrong. If true her tale, thy nail is wrong. Thy nail is wrong. Northwest, from our intention well expressed, you cannot turn us. The state of your canoe towards the person you accuse does not concern us. For he's going to marry young. Your aim, your pray, marry, for all will be merry. I think you had better supply and join our expressions of glee on this subject. I pray you be done. You'll find there are many who went for a penny. The word for your penance is mum. There's lots of good fish in the sea.
On this subject we pray you be done. We think you had better succumb. You'll find there are many who went for a penny, who went for a penny. There are lots of good fish in the sea. There are lots of good fish in the sea. There's lots of good fish in the sea. There's lots of good fish